Hey everyone, welcome to our third episode of the Kids Win podcast. Today we're at Huntertown and we're talking with students and Miss Elaine Kaiser about being an empathetic communicator. We've also just talked about what the portrait of a learner looks like here at Huntertown and in the classrooms at Huntertown. So hang in there and listen with us as we learn about what being an empathetic communicator looks like at Huntertown Elementary. We're here today at Huntertown Elementary with Amarion and Ellie. They're fifth graders, members of the fifth grade leadership team, and we're here to talk to them today about being an empathetic communicator. Now, we've been focusing on our portrait of a learner throughout the last 2 to 3 weeks, and what we want to do is give our students a chance to tell us how this looks in their classrooms. And I would like to start with Ellie. Ellie, will you tell us a little bit about what being an empathetic communicator means?
Being an empathetic communicator is like when you express thoughts and ideas effectively and using oral, written, and nonverbal communication skills.
Exactly. So really, it gives us an opportunity to be able to share our feelings or listen to other people's feelings. Am I correct? Marion, what have you done anything in the classroom that would remind you of being an empathetic communicator?
Yes, we have been thinking about how like Jack Jewett and stuff like that, how he was an empathetic communicator with like going down to tell like the town that they were about to get arrested and stuff like that.
Sure. Can you tell us a little bit about Jack's story, Mr. Jewett's story?
Jack Jewett was a guy that was just on like a little adventure, and he was sitting down on a tree, and he heard footsteps and stuff like that, and him and his horse got on a little trail. He went through bushes and all these things to go and tell them that they were getting attacked by the British. And that's really, and if he wouldn't been an empathetic communicator, he would have not, they would have got arrested, and we would not been here probably at this time right now.
Yeah, we don't even know what Woodford County or the city of ourselves or anything in this region would look like today had it not been for Jack Jewett and his ability to be an empathetic communicator, right?
Yeah.
Ellie, do you think being an empathetic communicator can help you be successful in life?
Yes, because then you can share thoughts and feelings, and you can form a better relationship with the person that you're with.
Exactly. You guys are spot on with this. You've done a great job, and it sounds like you've done a great job in your classroom. Now, I think you had a chance to visit the Jack Jewett house on a field trip. Who wants to tell me a little bit about that? Ellie or Marion, either one.
Well, I love seeing all the historical sites and stuff because, it made me think, oh, this is where we live, and we don't recognize how amazing Woodford County is until, we actually notice because Jack Jewett, he took a really, really, really long trail, and the British took the short trail, and he got cut up and scraped, and he didn't get as much recognition as the other British and the war did.
Mm-hmm. So he was really... By sharing his message and being able to communicate, he really shaped what Woodford County and Versailles and even Central Kentucky looks like today, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why it's always important to be able to communicate, and especially to be an empathetic communicator. We have to listen to other folks, and we have to be able to share our thoughts and feelings with them as well. So thank you guys very much. You've done a great job today, and I love hearing you explain what you saw at Jack Jewett House and the things you've been doing in the classroom. Thank you, Marion and Ellie.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm back now with Sophia and Sarah, and they are members of the fifth grade Huntertown leadership team, and we're here to talk about our portrait of a learner that we have just unveiled here in Woodford County, just now making its way into the classroom in the last 3 weeks. So we wanted to talk about one specific competency on our portrait of a learner, and that's being an empathetic communicator. Can you guys recall anything you may have done in your classes that would help you to become an empathetic communicator? Sophia, can you tell us something?
Yeah, we did a report about 9/11, and we had to make one-pagers about it, And we spent about a week on doing 9/11 to learn how to be an empathetic communicator. And we learned about the Twin Towers and how they're building a museum.
So, Sarah, when you read a little bit about that and you did some research, do you feel like that could have been a scary time possibly for everybody in America?
Yeah, it definitely was. Especially a guy named Thomas Burnett. He was on Flight 93, and he was really showing an empathetic communicator by being aware of the surroundings and where he was.
See, there's a lot of things that folks that didn't follow that tragedy don't know about people telling the story as it was going on. So being able to communicate that out really helped the first responders to know and maybe even to be ahead of the game a little bit. Sophia, is there anything that that you felt very strongly about that after your research of 9/11 tragedy?
Yeah, like Sarah said, there was a guy named Thomas Burnett, and he was on Flight 93, and he helped take down a terrorist that had overtook his plane.
And he communicated that with the other passengers, am I correct? And that's the way they were able to organize and overtake the terrorist. So through your research, how do you feel like that helped you to become more of an empathetic communicator? Sarah, you want to?
Well, it taught us how to be aware of what's happening around us and demonstrate sensitivity about things that happened in the past and the future.
Sure. It helps us to kind of understand, and you can, while doing that research and through that reading, you can feel or sense the folks' concerns and their maybe even their emotions through good writing, can't you? But being a communicator, how do you feel, Sophia? How do you think that being an empathetic communicator will help you be successful in life?
I think to be an empathetic communicator, you have to be you can actively listen with passion, and I think it'll help you with everything in life. Getting a job, you have to be passionate about that job, and to be to communicate with other people. When you grow up, you have to be an empathetic communicator to communicate with other people.
Sophia, I think you've hit the nail right on the head. I mean, that's spot on. Sarah, what do you think? How do you feel like this could help you to become a better, not just a better student, but also a better individual?
Well, you saying someone gets hurt, you have more awareness of what happened and give sensitivity to them and really feel what they're going through.
Certainly. So it can make you become a better helper as well, right? If you see someone in need, then it gives you that opportunity to become a better helper. Ladies, thank you all so much. You've done a great job talking about being an empathetic communicator and some things you've done in class and your research with 9/11 and that tragedy and just some of the things you've learned. And then again, how this portrait of a learner will eventually help you to become a better adult, a better student, a better employee, just give you better opportunities in life. So thank you very much. So now I have Miss Elaine Kaiser with me, our standout principal here at Huntertown Elementary. And Miss Kaiser, it's always a great day at Huntertown, isn't it?
It is a great day in Huntertown, Mr. Adkins.
Every time we call, that's how Miss Kaiser answers the phone, or when we see her, it's always a great day at Huntertown. And I have to agree, her students feel that. They feel that love. They feel that connection. Just a great job you guys do over here making those relationships with your students and educating our kids. So hats off to you on that.
Thank you.
We're here today to talk a little bit about our portrait of a learner. And as you know, Ms. Kaiser, we have just brought this to the classroom. We spent a year developing, and we're really rolling it out hard right now. And we've just brought it to the classroom. Tell us a little bit about what it's looking like in Huntertown with this portrait of a learner.
Well, as you said, we started last year with one teacher, and she was very excited about the work and shared it with our staff. Some teachers last year had some conversations about it but didn't move any further because they really didn't have the background. So this year we did roll it out day one. We've had a couple of professional developments on it. Teachers have begun to use the language in the classroom. One of the things that I challenge them with every day is, what are you doing for a child that they can do for themselves? Helping them take ownership. I love going in classrooms and hearing the authentic conversation with kids. So one of the things that they have started doing is just taking things that they're doing to the next level. They have started putting the icons on their slides and having the conversations with the kids. The other day I was in a classroom and they had on their Google Slides one of the portraits. And so I said, what does that mean? A child was able to explain to me exactly what being a resilient learner was. So I love that they are having those conversations with the kids and also helping them to see what they're doing is truly being an empathetic communicator or a resilient learner. We have always done Kagan here for the past probably 7 years, and that's where kids do work together and collaborate. But one of the things that I have seen this year and have challenged them with is just adding in that empathetic learner piece and collaborator and making sure that they're layering it on with just the sensitivity and the culture here at Huntertown, because we do have a lot of Hispanic children that really need that additional conversation and just others to understand that they need to be part of our culture.
Sure. And I love the fact that you touched on Kagan, because Kagan is getting your foot in the door into deeper learning, in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
It is pulling everybody together. It's engagement. It's moving to more experiences than worksheets, those types of things. But let me ask you this. Has your staff started to see that they're already doing the majority of this? Now we're just having to the terminology, as you said, and then just identifying what these activities are, whether they be something that helps you hone your empathetic communicator skills or helps you be a reflective collaborator. And then are they noticing that? Are they seeing that?
They absolutely are. We had a staff meeting this month, and so what we did is we looked at each of the different areas, and the first thing we did is I had them list, what are you already doing? And then we had conversations. We did Kagan in the staff meeting, and they had to then say, what can you layer onto that? This is what I'm already doing that fits into that category, and they're doing a lot. But now what can I do to take it to the next level? So we started that, like I said, we've started that work. I think, and the feedback from the staff after we left that meeting was, I finally get it. I finally get how that works into what I'm already doing.
Mm-hmm. And, it's just, I've been in classrooms, this is my 29th year in education. I've been in and out of classrooms, and I see a lot of reading strategies where they use a shoulder partner or even different subjects. But a shoulder partner, again, it's just going back to being an empathetic communicator or a reflective collaborator, because they're sharing ideas about what they've read. So we've been doing these things for years, but for us to be able to identify and help students make that, as you said, that next layer or that next move, that, hey, these are skills that help me be a better, not just student, but a better adult, a better employee, a better member of society.
And it's also teaching them the social skills, or we call them the soft skills. And I think that's one layer that we can get stronger, because some of our students don't have that eye contact. Some of our students don't understand that you have to listen closely to be empathetic to others and to be able to understand where other people are coming from, because we all have different experiences, and just helping them understand that they have to listen before they speak. And that's part of the portrait of the learner, to understand where others are coming from before you add your part.
Yeah. And, as I said, you're a very successful educator. Several years in the business. I think maybe starting to wind this piece of it down anyway. But you have exemplified those skills of being an empathetic communicator, a resilient learner. I mean, just like with this initiative, we've seen several initiatives throughout our career that have changed the way we do things in the classroom. And we've had to become resilient learners from that. So these skills have helped you to be as successful as you are. These are just basic skills that we learn throughout life. And if we can focus on those from kindergarten through 12th grade, we're not talking about just being a graduate. We're not talking about just middle school. We're talking about from the bottom to the top. Then we are building students that are ready for the 21st century, ready to move forward to jobs that have not even been created yet. Yeah. But these give them the life skills that they can adapt and be successful in that world.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest part. You just said life skills. I mean, we have to now teach kids life skills.
Absolutely.
And because that, we're not teaching them how, like you said, to work in a specific career. We're teaching them, if you understand how to collaborate with others and understand others and work together and be empathetic, then you can do any career.
Yes.
Because those careers, we don't know what they're going to be at that point.
We really don't. We know that we're facing a global economy now, not just what we can do here in Versailles, but the things that we do here in Versailles can affect the globe, the world. Yes. So we are looking at a global economy and preparing students to work and make us better here in Versailles and Woodford County and Kentucky and across the United States for that world. So we're excited about this work. I hope you guys are too. I've been in some of your classrooms, and there's some great work going on. I was up in your cafeteria the other day, and written on the board is problem solver.
Yes.
Where else is there a better place to be a problem solver than in an elementary school cafeteria? So I really like that. I took a picture of it, didn't get a chance to post it, but I love the idea of being a problem solver in the cafeteria.
And that was our focus this month. So we specifically pick one area, and we review it on the announcements, and teachers give us ideas of students that are being problem solvers. And I remind kids every day to be a problem solver. So each day we're taking each month we're taking that one character trait. Mm-hmm. And this month was problem solver. And we really highlighted that and just helping kids be that creative problem solver.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Kaiser, for the work you do. Thank you for everything you do for the kids here in Woodford County. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate
you coming
you.
on the podcast.
Thank you. Have a good day. And it's always a great day in Huntertown.
Thank you, ma'am. Guys, I hope everyone has learned a little bit about what being an empathetic communicator is and how it can help us to be more successful in life. We are setting our students up with these competencies and these skills to help them not only be better students, but to be better adults, better employees, and just better members of society. So we're so excited about seeing what the future holds for our students and seeing how this portrait of a learner is impacting learning throughout Woodford County. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Kids Win Podcast.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Kids Win Podcast, provided by Woodford County Public Schools. Join us next time as we showcase the talents of our amazing students here in Woodford County Public Schools, where kids win.